Hey, so we left our wild robot home on the island with all of her friends and family gathered in the meadow. They were all cautious, but excited and happy to see her. Chit Chat was there, ready to tell all her stories and ready to hear all of Roz's stories. Um, and everybody was pretty excited and happy. And one of my favorite parts is the very last sentences. And watching it all from the airship was Dr. Malovo. So you have to kind of think about how weird this would look for this doctor to a human to all of a sudden be watching a robot interacting with all the animals on the island. So like the bear, we're hanging out with the deer and the foxes and the squirrels. And I mean, like all these animals that normally don't get along at all, right? They're there on the island together, totally loving and happy and partying with Roz. So pretty interesting. So I'm hoping chapter 88 is going to kind of tell us a little bit what Dr. Malovo thought of all of it. Chapter 88, the final farewell. Everyone, I would like you to meet the woman who designed me. Roz walked over to the strange creature standing by the ship's doorway. For most of the island animals, this was their first time ever seeing a human. They squinted and sniffed and whispered to each other, trying to understand how a frail old woman could create such a big, strong robot. Dr. Malovo started speaking softly to Roz, and then Roz started speaking loudly to the crowd of animals. My designer has asked me to translate her words for you, said the robot. The following words are not mine. They are hers. The crowd settled down and listened. Thank you, island animals, for saving Roz. Without your help, she would have died here years ago. But you were not only her rescuers, you were also her teachers. You taught her to be wild, and she needed all of her wildness to survive, both in your world and in mine. As you look around this wild paradise, I finally understand why Roz tried so hard to get back here. She does not belong with the robots and humans. She belongs here on the island with you. We cannot risk others learning about this place. That is why I will soon leave and never return. But I promise to keep your island a secret so that all of you can live in peace. And I will spend the rest of my days filled with wonder at the miracle of our wild robot. The meadow fell silent. A flurry of wing beats and Brightbill landed in the grass near Dr. Malovo. He gazed up at the woman, deep into her eyes, and then bowed his head. Crown Point, the buck, bowed his head. Pinktail, the opossum, bowed. Mr. and Mrs. Beaver bowed. The lizards bowed, followed by the turtles and the frogs. Like a wave rolling through the crowd, more animals bowed until every head was lowered. They were showing respect for the woman who had created their dear friend Roz and who had brought her back to them. Dr. Malovo turned to Roz. Do you understand why I can't return? She said, her eyes glistening. It's for your own good. I understand, said the robot. I only wish we had gotten to know each other a little better. Dr. Malovo smiled and pulled Roz into a hug. She didn't mind the robot's coat of mud and grass. Wrapped in each other's arms, they both felt something like love. You're the wild robot, said the woman. Go be wild. Chapter 89, The Departure. See the trees from the island and the airship flying away. Kind of looks like a Dorito to me. Dr. Malovo stepped aboard her airship, and the door hummed closed. A moment later, the engines fired up, and the crowd of wild creatures backed away. Then the ship rose above the island, turned south, and disappeared into the sky. So Dr. Malovo said in this chapter that she can't return ever. Once she leaves, she can't come back. Why do you think that? Why do you think she says it's for everybody's own good? She said, do you understand why I can't return? It's for your own good. And Roz says she understands. Do you understand? Why do you think it is that Dr. Malovo can never come back to the island? Give me a journal entry couple sentences, a couple ideas of why you think she can come back, and what do you think would happen if she did? If Dr. Malova tried to return to the island, what do you think would happen? Think back to how the humans in the city viewed Roz when they knew that she was a broken robot, or she was, kind of defaulted. How did they treat her? Were they happy, like, oh, this is a really cool robot? Or were they like, no way, Jose, destroy her? So think about what you think would happen if the people found out that Roz was living on this island and if Dr. Malova tried to return. So I want to hear those in a journal entry. Send them over. See you guys.